Sad Boys are like guaranteed playoffs. Bunn Bunn is 4-3 and controlling their own destiny, so they're both looking pretty good regardless of the outcome. But important note, Vaughn is not playing today for Sad Boys. It's Puffy FPS instead, who is subbed in for the midfield role, so we'll see how it ends up going. Could be a little bit of a closer matchup than people initially anticipated, but either way, blood will be spilling as we are on Demon Dace for Game 1.
Yeah, absolutely. Gonna be interesting to see the Sad Boys without Vaughn once again. They've been without Vaughn a couple of times throughout this regular season, and it doesn't seem to have set them back at all. They're still 6-1, hanging out at the top of the standings alongside Demons, as many would have drawn it up in the preseason. Bunn Bunn Bonanza, though, not having it too shabby of a regular season in their own right either. They're at 4-3. They're in that playoffs conversation still, but getting some of these wins up against higher-seeded teams, more difficult teams down the stretch is where you really want to make sure you can lock in and get your spot. So plenty on the line still for this squad as we get into game number 1.
Yeah, absolutely. This would be a very big win for Bunn Bunn if they beat their next games are Sad Boys and Last Call. So if they beat Sad Boys here, they're more or less just guaranteed to get into playoffs if they win the Last Call game, which most likely they will. So ideally, you want to have that kind of control and just win the hard game here and not have to rely on other teams losing it out. So there's a lot at stake for this team, but they will be the ones to start us off with the first point.
Yeah, and top 4 matters a lot versus 5th, 6th. So definitely, while playoffs are likely to be locked next week, you want to get those little extra boosts towards the end here to try to make it to top 4 and get that upper bracket berth. Does look like the start off is going to go in the favor of Bunn Bunn. See if they're going to be able to keep up that pace here as they take a slow, controlled assault towards the barriers here. Are going to be able to get that first one, and Bunn setting up with the Finny special, going to nearly be able to take the second one off the big finish. Will get returned by Bells, though, making things 1-1 in the barriers department. One more shot would be able to open it up. A KO found for SYTHER on the other side, but meanwhile, Bells is broken through, taking his first shots on goal. Not quite going to be able to make it there. Liari going to be able to open things up on the other side with the help of SYTHER. Goes in for the flip, sets up with that sentry. Double KO comes through as SYTHER is able to find the shots, and Bunn Bunn Bonanza not going to be able to make it. It turns back around. They can't get the save from Lily, and against all odds, Sad Boys scoring the 1v3.
Very unfortunate Soundwave moment there for Bunn Bunn Bonanza, but I mean, up until we can't overlook obviously the massive double KO that came out from SYTHER, and I'll point out something he was kind of doing that round. This is a glass cannon start. Everyone took glass cannon, so this guy is just running around on this lizard, and that round was dodging almost every ability and got that glass cannon to like full stacks, and then just started shotgunning people off the edge with that extra power. So it's definitely something to like look out for, and Sad Boys seem to be adapting to it a little bit more. They're applying a lot more hits to the lot of Bunn Bunn Bonanza this round to mitigate that a little bit.
And another score going to come in there past Liari. Playing some sub-goalie, not going to be able to keep up the defense, and Bells will be able to send it home for a 2-1 lead to the Sad Boys in our first set. Coming in on set point now for round number 4. That's going to be a quick double barrier. Bells and Puffy combine, and they're going to close it out right here. Bells ends set number 1, 3-1. Sad Boys take the first.
We're getting away from Bunn Bunn a little bit there, but is Vice going to be the MVP? A dangerous prospect, and heavy impacts will show up on the board as well. I mean, this is Demon Days. This is a game of damage scaling right now, and that's a massive pickup there for Sad Boys. The missile prop going over to SYTHER is, of course, really nice as well, but 1-2 punch is... Well, actually, it's going to be a bulk-up pick here for Bells. That extra stagger will be putting in some work, of course. Liari also looking to survive a bit. The orb going over to Puffy FPS looks like 1-2 punch actually going unpicked. Is Bunn opting for the stacks on stacks, looking for that extra speed, but that has also made her a massive target to get KO'd. Losing those stacks will be massively damaging, and Sad Boys do have the damage to potentially find the goalie KO if they want.
Definitely agree there. It does feel, though, like Lily's been trying to play out of the goal arc a whole lot on this Finny. That extra movement speed might let her be able to move in and out the way that she would want to be able to try to find some of these scores. Both barriers already going to be taken early on by the Sad Boys, though. Bells pushing for more, not going to be able to connect the rush onto the core, and Puffy now getting sent in the wrong direction, close to getting KO'd here. Scyther still looking for it with that newly enhanced range and the damage off the glass cannon. Pushing for the second barrier, blocked back away by You Already Lose, and now resetting up. Bells taking it aggressively, not going to be able to push it through with the rush, looking for the slice and dice, can't find it there either. Damage returned onto Scyther, going to be Liari pushing him to the top side, KO'd by the power chord, and now Bells comes in, gets the blick, and sends it into the goal.
Yeah, and I mean, once again, that power core from You Already Lose, that KO'd Liari from much further away than you would normally expect. And I mean, that's that max glass cannon stacks plus now the heavy impacts on this Vice. And the way Sad Boys are playing this round now, they just get in the core to Bells and Puffy, and they're just keeping it up. And You Already Lose just standing in the midfield and not getting hit and just stacking power. And, well, we get these situations where this Vice is just hitting absolutely hard. That being said, it will actually be Puffy who's going to be first to go down in this point.
Absolutely, really good stuff there. There's going to be the pressure on towards that second barrier, opening things up. Lily Bunn taking it on around. There's going to be Scyther pushing forward, and nice shot in there with the Molten Bolt. You Already Lose can't come in to collapse fast enough, and that will be another score for Bunn Bunn Bonanza, breaking the streak that had been coming through for the Sad Boys.
And Lily Bunn actually managing to get these stacks up now as well is pretty big. And look, with a glass cannon, this Finny moves very quickly and can actually contest the core away from Bells a lot more consistently now. Of course, it is, as you would expect, a kind of a glass cannon strategy, as there's still a lot of damage to contend with. I mean, this being said, though, once they've got the momentum going, Bunn Bunn really get it going. Scyther just bringing down those barriers as well, but is going to have to fall back to get that orb a little bit. And this could be Sad Boy's moment to potentially get something going of their own now.
Absolutely here. Molten Bolt connects onto Bells, keeping them low. There's going to be Liari forced backwards and down. Scyther pushing in towards that goal. Not going to be able to push it through, though. Now going to be reassessed here. Sad Boys pushing in on towards the left. Puffy going to be able to find the piercing shot to be able to take that second barrier. You Already Lose. Sending it back up towards the top. Bells locked into the Oni's blade. Nearly sends it through. Flip comes out of You Already Lose. Pass to Puffy. And Puffy sends it in 2-1 yet again. Sad Boys on set point for the second time.
Yeah, Sad Boys are playing this pretty well. They're focusing their damage quite a lot, as you would expect. That time onto Liari. They know Liari plays a major role in Bunn Bunn's defensive kind of play style. So having her off the field, it just leaves Finny to defend, and then Scyther has to fall back to provide anything else. And with Scyther out of the way, that leaves room for You Already Lose to do what Vice wants to do, which is just teleport up, throw out the damage, and just become a third forward. And it's just been a massive game of momentum and tempo. Whoever gets it swinging one way first, as we see right here, Bunn Bunn, in this case, are able to get things going their way first. Ends up being the one that score, but that's going to make it a very volatile match. And like we're seeing, they're going score for score almost.
Yeah, a little miscom there. It seems like Puffy and You Already Lose both looking like they thought the other were going to grab that save, so it slips on through, and will be going the full distance for set number 2. Early KO found by Bells, though, able to take the IME off the map. This is going to be a good power play available for the Sad Boys as they look to close out and take themselves to game point. Pushing on in for that second barrier. They already got the first. The flip comes through, going to get blocked away. Scyther and Lily Bunn both incredibly low on stagger, though, and Bells smells blood in the water, looking to be able to finish them off. Takes the second barrier. Puffy finishes off the target, and now in a power play yet again. Bells pushing for the point. Does get sent back away by the big finish, but Bells finds another shot. Lily can't grab it, and Sad Boys will take the second set.
So much energy being spent from the side of Bunn Bunn Bonanza to try and just stay alive. Seems like core flips are never really an option, and now we see a really kind of dangerous draft show up here. Catalyst, Perfect Form, Deadeye, Quick Strikes, all these super, super high-value awakenings showing up at once, and You Already Lose gonna have the first pick here. We'll let the Catalyst fall down. Gonna ensure that Puffy is gonna be able to get something nice here. Will be the second orb going over the Estelle, which is a massive control pickup. Perfect Form will fall over to Liari, but Quick Strikes on this Zentaro is going to be pretty good. And Twin Drive pickup, actually, for You Already Lose. Twice as many teleports, twice as many Thunderstrucks. Is looking pretty nice Not exactly the way I would have expected the draft to go, but both teams coming out with some nice things. However, if you are Sad Boys, you got to be pretty happy about this. You just increase your scoring potential in your offense, like, exponentially with that.
Yeah, and they've had no problems in the scoring department anyways, barely even giving opportunities for the defense to need to come on through for You Already Lose. They're not going to slow down here. Puffy been staggered for pretty much this whole round so far, though. Going to need to play a little bit safer for now to avoid getting taken out of the play, but dangling out at midfield with not too many problems as everybody on Bunn Bunn just trying to push through for the goal. They will be able to take the second barrier. Scyther pushed up towards the top side. Flip comes out of Lily, goes in for the shot. Not going to be able to connect, but there comes Liari with the cyber swipe. Sends it home after securing the power play. That's going to be a point to Bunn Bunn.
Yeah, this SYTHER12 is looking a little bit dangerous. This Drek was already doing some damage to begin with, but now with the Deadeye as the extra pickup, there's actually like a fair, kill contest going on here. When Bunn Bunn are able to get the pressure going, You Already Lose has to be a little bit careful of not dying, which is kind of crazy because normally we've been seeing it the other way around. But once again, big grand finale coming out from Lilybun there to get that point. That was Bunn Bunn on set point.
Yeah, pretty explosive set from Bunn Bunn so far as they do find themselves 2-0 up. Trying to close this one out and see if they can make the comeback happen. Going to be 7 more goals from here. Now just need to push for more. Puffy taking it in towards the bottom. Not going to be able to find the barrier. And the early KO coming on through. Yet again, Bunn Bunn Bonanza in an advantage state. Taking the aggressive stance. Finding both barriers. Going in for the flip. Scyther doesn't send it through. You Already Lose. Going to be able to flip it back. Trying to keep the point alive. Liari aggressing from the top side. And Scyther sends it through with one more lock and load. A set win to Bunn Bunn Bonanza. 3-0.
This Lizard is proving to be a little bit of a problem all of the sudden. The Deadeye pick maybe it was a little bit more dangerous than Sad Boys anticipated, and looks like it's going to be an ad rush pickup getting hovered here by SYTHER12. Definitely kind of scary there. That move speed going to be coming in big when he is able to find those KOs. Rapid Fire also falling down to Liari here. You Already Lose, opting for the hot shots instead. Stinger going over to Puffy is going to be just some more damage to work with, but Monumentalist on that Finny is really scary on this map in particular. You can just take up so much space on that barrier with your ultimate, and Unstoppable going over to Bells here for a bit more survivability, but I mean, Bunn Bunn, they got some really nice stuff there. I'm a little bit surprised that they managed to get everything that they did.
Yeah, just getting stronger and stronger here off of their first set win, and able to replicate some of what we saw last round. The aggression is starting to pay off a whole lot better. They're able to get a lot more done on offense, and they're able to keep You Already Lose on the defensive, preventing them from getting outside of the goal arc and being able to get into those sorts of assist scoring positions, and it's helped them out a whole bunch. But losing a member certainly going to slow things down for now. Bells able to find the opportunity to get aggressive with Puffy once again. There's going to be the Thunderstruck, but You Already Lose. Can't get back to the core in time, and Bunn Bunn Bonanza down a member, find a chance to punish.
That was pretty unfortunate for Sad Boys there, but they did get the stacks off of Lilybun, so that is something to like. Also, the energy is reset as well on the goalie, which is a little bit of an advantage to work with here. But, I mean, like you said, when Bunn Bunn push Sad Boys back into their box like this, it becomes kind of tough. That twin drive pickup on You Already Lose becomes so much less valuable when you have to use it on your own barriers instead of when you want to like push up and apply damage and actually move up and stuff. A massive KO with the flip from SYTHER12 took out Puffy, who had, or not Puffy, Bells, who had a flip up and ready. We'll see if they're able to capitalize on it here.
For a little bit more, but this is a good scoring opportunity for the Sad Boys. One of the best they've had in a while with both barriers already down. You Already Lose, pushing up forward, trying to get it into Puffy's hands. Bell's already waiting. Puffy gets taken out, and it's a power play for Bunn Bunn Bonanza yet again. Scyther taking it back at midfield, going to get sent past by Bells, waiting on the respawn here are the rest of the Sad Boys. Scyther looking for the shot with the lock and load, and Liari comes in with the swipe. It's 2-0 Bunn Bunn Bonanza, 5 goals in a row.
Making a big comeback right now. To be sure. And once they're able to find a KO, it seems like whichever team can kind of start that power play, obviously it's going to get like a huge momentum swing. And with the goalies being like these ranged goalies and don't really have any like anti stuff or any way of mitigating damage, I mean, it just becomes an absolute bloodbath right now as Scyther finds another one, a double KO here, and the double barrier now, and Bunn Bunn probably just going to be able to score this one in any moment now, and there's the ace! Whoa!
What a triple take out of Lilybun. Manages to connect it onto everybody, and the burst damage between Scyther and Liari is just too much to handle. Every member of the Sad Boys drops. Bunn Bunn Bonanza take their 6th in a row, their 2nd perfect set in a row, and we're going to set number 5.
Scyther has gotten absolutely out of hand. Explosive entrance pickup is even... Reptile Remedy is on the board, by the way, but they're just opting for even more damage and speed, which is crazy. Happy Star does go over to a You Already Lose, which is really nice, but it will be Reptile over on Lilybun, who at this point is going to be kind of hard to kill. Prize Fighter here on Bells does mean more power, and then just like Reverb for more stagger on Liari and stagger on Puffy. Normal stuff there, but that explosive entrance pick is a statement from Scyther. That's him saying, hey, I'm not afraid of dying because I'm just going to kill all of you guys first, and I need more damage and more speed when I do that.
Yeah, the damage output has been absolutely crazy here, and just wants to make sure that they can up that impact damage and get that extra movement speed when they are stealthed in the Xeno Cloak. Going to be able to find an early KO here once again. Scyther low, like you were saying, but he is speedy on the Lizard. Going to be able to push for the 2nd barrier. There's Lilybun able to receive it. Coming in at midfield. Big finish in position. And Scyther pushes it through for the goal credit. 7 down, 2 more to go. Bunn Bunn Bonanza looking for the full reverse sweep.
Yeah, it's really looking like it here. They have scaled monumentally at this point. Sad Boys just aren't able to find the momentum that they were finding in those early sets. Scyther is too fast and does too much knockback. And Liari, of course, as well, has that double stagger. And Catalyst plus Reptile and Lilybun, they're just not killable either. Their only real target is Scyther, who just goes invisible and runs away. Bells will be able to catch him out there. But the core is still stuck over in Liari's side of the field right now. They're going to be able to stall out for at least a bit of time. Actually, they will be able to get it there.
Nicely done by Bells, able to rush through, find the strike, and push it in. Puffy going to be able to get in there with the piercing shot to finish the job. And it will be tied up 1-1. That was Sad Boys' first point in 3 sets. And now going to be looking to see if they can find 2 more to actually take this game number 1 that felt like it was done and dusted coming into set number 3. Has not been the case whatsoever. Lilybun guiding the core around, sets up with a big finish, gets it onto the barrier. Now the second one going to be under pressure. Good damage coming on across. Lilybun, the goalie, in the enemy goal arc, finding KOs off the flip, but not going to be able to find the 2nd barrier. Going to be able to keep the defense up on their own. There's the flip coming through from Bells, blocked away by the triple take. Liari layering down that sentry turret. Still can't find it, though. The defense out of the Sad Boys has been tight. There's the flip coming out of Liari. Still not going to be enough. Puppy getting thrown around on the left side. Pushing in for the 2nd barrier. Bell's not going to be able to find his way out of the core. The KO going to come through for Bunn Bunn Bonanza. And a chance for Sad Boys here to try to keep up that defense, but they cannot actually push forward. Bells does get onto the barrier. Nearly goes in, but Lilybun able to get into position to save it. The respawn comes on across for Puffy. Scyther takes a bounce shot off the Molten Bolt, but it's going to be taken back by Bells into the goal. And this is game point for the Sad Boys.
Yeah, they know the mission now. They have to kill Scyther. And then it starts to fall apart for Bunn Bunn Bonanza in the power play quite a lot. Lilybun on the Finny just cannot hold round barriers like that against this much pressure without some kind of place to clear it to, and without a forward that becomes incredibly difficult to do. And we're seeing a lot of pressure coming out right now from the Sad Boys, but not a lot of damage getting put onto Bunn Bunn. They're managing to stay pretty healthy, and now they're the ones with the momentum going in their favor. They're just looking to bring down the second one.
Doing such a good job of being able to keep the core moving around the barrier rather than into it, but there is still 1 tick left for the Sad Boys here. Lilybun coming in out of the goal arc once again. Scyther regenning back. They are going to be able to open up the goal. They want to take this one the full distance. Big finish, going to send it back in the wrong direction. Scyther going to be able to keep up the defense. Puffy taken very low on stagger. The flip comes out of Liari. And we are going to set 5.5 for game number 1.
I mean, they're keeping it real close here. This kickoff is going to be really important. Sad Boys have the bit of an energy advantage as well. Bells and You Already Lose going to be having those flips to work with. And To start off with one barrier is pretty nice here, but Scyther is taking a lot of damage now. Flip out of Bells, looking for the shot to the top. Core flip from Lilybun is to be able to clear it out, but Scyther is not looking healthy at all. They will be able to secure one barrier here, but it's Bells who's worked his way back up the field. Core flip here from You Already Lose, blocked away. Now both sides opened up, and this could be anyone's game depending on how these sound waves want to go. Stray shot could end it all. We've seen it happen a couple of times already.
Great mix-ups out of both brawlers so far to be able to try to get through, but neither one has connected thus far. Bell's going to be the next one to take a shot. Comes in with the slashing strike. Not going to be able to push it in towards the barrier. You Already Lose. Holding down the defense. Liaria comes in with the Sarver swipe, but not going to be able to push it past the Supernova. Bell's taking it back with the slice and dice, pushing forward with that rush. Still going to be sent back in by Lilybun. The defense out of You Already Lose still being held on to. The flip coming out of Liaria. Going to get blocked away by Bells. An opportunity to score here for Scyther, but still in control of by You Already Lose. Sends it back up to Puffy, trying to get it back to midfield. Scyther stunned back away, not going to be able to catch that pass, but it gets rocketed through by Lilybun. Right between the uprights, 3-2. Bunn Bunn Bonanza take game number 1.
An incredible comeback from Bunn Bunn Bonanza. They performed the full reverse sweep, and I think that Deadeye pickup on Scyther was actually massive. There, You Already Lose opted for the twin drive over the Deadeye, saying, I think we have enough damage on our team and just apply more aggression. But the problem was Bunn Bunn got the damage on their team that they needed, that they were looking for. I mean, Scyther, we saw it, the ace, the double KOs coming out. 11 KOs on Drek'ar, 23,000 damage coming out is kind of scary. More KOs on Scyther than the entirety of Sad Boys combined, and I mean, we saw them getting a power play almost every round in that first couple of sets. So I mean, the story kind of tells itself right here. Once Bunn Bunn were able to scale their characters, get the stagger on Lilybun and Liari to be able to stay alive, and then just put all the damage on Scyther, they were able to kind of exploit the weaknesses of Sad Boys, which was not really taking any survivability themselves.
Yeah, the Season 3 Rookie of the Season coming up big time here in game number 1, and a massive part of them being able to push through for the win there. SYTHER12 really still seeing such great things out of this guy, and what a statement out of Bunn Bunn Bonanza in this hunt for top 4 seeding that we've been talking about. They really want to be able to come up with their 5th win today, and that'll make them a great case for being able to be in those higher playoff standings, especially coming in up against Last Call as their last match next week.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And I mean, we were saying it before, both these teams have been relatively unstoppable in the last couple of weeks, but yeah, winning this would be really, really big for them. And starting off game 1 like that as well is really big, because that just, I think we were kind of expecting it to go in Sad Boys' favor going into it, and then in the first sets, of course, they were winning it pretty decisively. But taking an early lead like this over Sad Boys is pretty nice. And I don't know what our second game map is going to be yet. It hasn't.
Clarion.
Oh, yeah. Okay, there it is. My stream is delayed because it's funny. But yeah, but going over to Clarion, Demon Days is a much more volatile map. It is a much more volatile map, and we saw it. The momentum of those matches was going back and forth for a while, but Clarion a little bit more vanilla. You don't have to necessarily play to that damage. If you don't want to, you can play more core control. And a lot more stuff will work on it. It's more viable on it. So I'm curious going into it if things kind of stay the same. I imagine the Rasmus is still getting banned out, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Lizard again. But I'm curious as well if Sad Boys continue to kind of go for more of the damage, or if we see a bit of the switch up. The Imi went over to Bunn Bunn Bonanza in game 1, but I don't know if it were to go over to Sad Boys. I know You Already Lose usually likes it on AtLab, but I don't know. It could be a bit of an interesting dynamic if both teams continue to kind of do the same thing that we saw and just go for the damage. I don't know. It'd be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing to keep in mind, right, is that first map, Demon Days, was Sad Boy's pick. Bunn Bunn Bonanza opting for Clarion Test Chamber in the draft here, now going over to the map of their choice, will certainly be an interesting one to see how they adapt once they get into the draft, what the starting awakenings are going to be, and how that affects what we do end up seeing in the game itself. Hopefully going to be able to get that one underway soon. I think Puffy did a good job coming in as substitute this time. They were able to win with Puffy earlier in this season as well, but going to be interesting to see how they're going to be able to try to come back from that loss in game number 1.
Yeah, it's definitely tough having a substitute. But also speaking of that, a fun fact that we learned before the stream is that apparently Liari has never played against the full Sad Boys roster in NASL regular season before. Which, if that is true, that's, I don't know, I think that's kind of funny that we're here once again. But yeah, no, Puffy played pretty well, all things considered. The double orbs was really nice, but the problem was, he ended up getting KO'd a bunch, and those got reset. I feel like I was pressing tab a lot, and I saw those stacks getting reset to 0 quite a bit, which is unfortunate. When the picks were made for those, Scyther hadn't really come online yet. There wasn't that much damage on Bunn Bunn. But yeah, it sort of fell apart once that happened. But we're seeing the 1-2 punch chrono now coming out, the X ban and the Now bans as well. And already this draft looking kind of similar. We see BOIS pick the Estelle and the Finny and Aimee going back over to Bunn Bunn Bonanza. So it could be pretty similar to what we just saw in game 1, honestly.
It could very well be the run back. The Rasmus is up this time around, but the question is if it'll be as high of priority here. You are going to be getting that extra power on the mobility. They are going to be getting the 1-2 punch. Looking at the Kai right now, it's going to be the Sad Boys. So making a bit of a substitution here in the draft for what they're going to prioritize and see what they want to finish off with. I would expect some kind of scorer here to be looking to actually finish off some of these points. We'll find out what the pick is going to be for Big Bells.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's just like a Juliet or Zentaro. Oh, actually, there's the Zentaro, actually. So, yeah, I mean, you got the 1-2 punch start. You also have the option for the Dash Awakening, but I imagine it's just going to be one. Wait, yeah, whoa, Luna coming out for Bunn Bunn Bonanza. Who's playing that? Wait a minute. This is a very weird team.
I've got to assume it's Scyther, right?
I guess, yeah.
Lily Bunn's gonna play. I'd be shocked to see anybody but Lily Bunn playing the Finny. I'd be shocked to see anybody but Liari playing the Aimee. So, by process of elimination, I've got to assume this is Scyther's Luna.
This is the threezy breezy SYTHER12 Brawler Luna coming out, which is, on paper, this is a crazy team comp. Like, you don't have a traditional brawler, you don't have any melee characters whatsoever, and you're just rocking 1-2 punch with these ranged characters, hoping to hit hard and hit far. The KO potential is like definitely there. We will see a rocket dash punch come out of Scyther at some point in this game. It's almost guaranteed. I imagine he's gonna find the Rose Warp on Estelle, right? And just see where that's showing up and just set up right there to look for the KOs on Puffy. Just wait for him to kind of overcommit to an edge or something, as well as like the dash on Bells. Like, there's opportunities for big KOs to come out of this Luna, this match. So I'm interested to see where it goes. A lot of the variations on this map do block off some of her flight paths. But we'll see. I have no idea what to expect out of this.
Yeah, I think we'll see how correct our guesses are about who's playing what and where, but definitely going to be a little bit of another new look coming out here for Bunn Bunn Bonanza as they look to close out a 2-0. They have a little bit of space to play with here, going to try to keep the Sad Boys off their game. It is SYTHER12 on the Luna as expected. Let's see how Bunn Bunn Bonanza can look as they seek to upset the best team in Omega Strikers history.
Yeah, the massive upset it would be as well, especially with something we've never seen before like this in Game 2. They do have that extra, game leeway that if it doesn't work out, they can go back to what works in Game 3. But it'd be crazy if it does, right? They are able to get kind of the first barrier here, but Bells with a nice double is going to be able to kind of even up the playing field. And a nice shot to the top, actually. It's going to be Sad Boys who are going to be first on the board here. I'm not quite able to get too much going after that first barrier.
Yeah, nicely done by Bells there. Good double barrier to start things off and able to push it in for the point. Has been playing really solidly, especially in the early sets of both Game 1 and now Game 2. Really able to, when everybody's lower on resources, has really been able to find those edges, find those good mix-ups, but not quite enough here. I did want to even highlight in the very last point of the last game, Bells had a crazy mix-up with the slice and dice, forcing it to miss, coming in for the strike after, nearly found the point, nearly found the game, and then we're having a whole different conversation. So this is definitely the guy who can come through and make big plays for the Sad Boys, even in the absence of Vaughn, and find them the win.
Yeah, absolutely. And you already lose going with this range goalie here. This Kai is actually like pretty well in their favor since, I mean, with Aimee and Luna, you're kind of standing back anyway, and Kai wants to keep the core away from him, so it doesn't have to deal with a brawler just standing on top of him. And also, it makes the defense of like these single barriers a lot kind of easier than it otherwise would with there was like an X or like a Juliet standing on top of him. For this time, this being said, it is a nice red core in overtime from Scyther to bring it down, and we'll see if they're able to find the score here, dribbling pretty hard right now.
Yeah, really nice stuff. Oh, but Bell's able to sneak it past. Nice snag by Lily, but it's still just that unenhanced big finish. It can't hold it for long. Still will be able to come in and find the point, though. Scyther waiting in position on the bottom. Gets it in past You Already Lose and ties us up at 1-1.
Yeah, and energy as well coming online for You Already Lose. Should have a valiant defense going into this bounce house round. It's going to be a little bit more advantageous here for Scyther and Liari to play a bit more with their range, a bit more with their dashes, but this core speed can definitely mess some stuff up. Wow, You Already Lose got bounced a mile away there. Luckily, he's able to get back in time to save that barrier, but takes huge damage from that Crater Maker here. This could actually be a KO. With the core flip, it will be. That's You Already Lose, take it off the board.
Really nice stuff, and they're going to be able to close out the point off of that, too. Lily Bunn going to be the one with the goal credit, and Bunn Bunn Bonanza taking a second one here, doing a great job on map number 2 of still being able to find these KOs, being able to convert them into points off the power plays. A really quick double barrier out of Scyther. Just finds it there with the whammy, and now set up for potentially the whole first set.
Yeah, it's looking pretty nice, and Lily Bunn with the flip up as well is going to be able to move that core pretty quickly out of tough situations if she desires. There's a Crater Maker coming in. Scyther with the boost, able to get right past Puffy, wins the strike war while in midair, and then runs into the wall to stop to get another strike war against y'all at the bottom. Some really nice stuff coming out of that Luna right there. So we go into draft 1 in perfect form. Twin drive, a lot of team player as well. Some nice stuff showing up in the core control department.
Absolutely. We'll see what they want. Perfect form. Going to end up coming on through here for Lily Bunn. They will take the Stinger to get that extra bit of damage onto the Luna. Won't be too hard to apply that one, you would hope. And Twin Drive coming through for the Aimee to keep those cyber swipe angles alive.
Yeah, it's a lot more control coming out. Bells is going to be able to pick up a Dash Awakening round 1, which is pretty nice. And Aerials, you know, it's not explosive entrance, but it's still pretty decent. It does get a little more range to the passive here as well. But Scyther got that Stinger, and Luna applies Stinger pretty nicely. He's already gotten some KOs, but we'll see if he's able to really utilize it a lot. Bells has gone big mode off of the middle orb here, and both barriers are down. So this might just be a Sad Boys point, though, to start us off.
Yeah, a nice big double barrier yet again from Bells. Has been locking those down in this game number 2, despite losing that first set. Still not going to be able to push it through for the point, though. Scyther going to be able to find his first barrier of the round. Liari pushing in with the help of Lily Bunn, using that double take. Still not going to be able to find much more. There's going to be the dash in. Bells calls out the top side clear from Lily and will send it through for the goal.
This is the massive advantage of having that dash range on Zentaro. You can be far back and just kind of play to your strengths, call out stuff like that, like we see right there. But energy coming up for everyone pretty much across the board right now as we go to the most volatile core speed variant on the map. We see Sad Boys get another great double barrier. You Already Lose running up there with that chrono boost to make things happen. And Puffy having that team player as well. It's going to make this map a bit of a challenge for Bunn Bunn to deal with.
Yeah, and I mean, they've done such a good job of being able to set up for Bells to be able to finish off these points. It's basically a 50-50 every time Lily has to guard, as She either clears up or down, and Bells is going to call out one of them with the rush because he's not the one that has to make that initial shot. It's been very, very good setups here from the Sad Boys so far. If they can keep that up, they will be able to score points more often than not. Now here's going to be Scyther looking for the shot at the bottom. The bounce! Puffy going to be able to get the kill credit there, and Lilybun will not be able to keep the defense.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was a little bit of an own goal. Liari hit it with the cyber swipes, expecting to be able to get the strike backwards, but I think was either a little bit too far away or just slightly too slow off of the bumper to actually redirect it mid-dash, so it ended up going in. But some nice offense coming out. Some great defense from Yuri Luz. Defended it against that firewall sentry and kept the barrier alive now. Puffy going to be the one to try and burn the core flip and get out of there, but y'all already in a tough situation again. But Scyther could be going down here. And that's this Luna off the table. And with that gone, it's just Lilybun in a risky situation, pushed way up into midfield, trying to apply pressure. Currently winning the 1v3 against the Strike Force, though, and just buying time for Scyther to come back online. The defense for both teams right now is holding.
Absolutely is for the time being. Lily is positioning on the triple take. Won't be able to save the barrier, though. It's open goal set up yet again for the Sad Boys as they look for a 3-0 set to get them back in the conversation for this game number 2. The flip coming on through from Liari baits out the flip from You Already Lose. Won't be able to get much done off of that one. There's going to be a flip coming in off of Bells. Takes it in with the slashing strike. And it will be the 3-0 set for the Sad Boys as we get into set number 3.
Some nice stuff coming out there from Sad Boys. You already lose. Putting in a lot of defensive work. That peak performance plus a chrono boost. This Kai just moves really, really quick. And with, I mean, Orb Dancer, stacks, and quick strikes are all here as well for the taking. Though once again, looks like it's going to pass up the first pick. Ensure that Bells gets something good potentially. Maybe even wait for Puffy. Everyone kind of waiting around here to see what happens. It will be heavy impacts on Bells. Orb Dancer on You Already Lose. Ponderer going over to Lilybun here. Quick strikes on Scyther and stacks on Puffy. Ad Rush, all that's really left here for Liari to take, but a huge draft for Sad Boys. They got like everything they wanted here. Heavy impacts, 1-2 punch, aerial Zentaro. This guy was already a menace and is looking like even more of a menace. And with the fact that like SYTHER12 hasn't really been able to deal that much damage that we've wanted to see, the ball is really just in Sad Boys' court, and they're the ones who get to control it.
Yeah, both barriers, or both brawlers rather, staggered here, but Bells wins out in the one-on-one, able to find him with the Oni's blade and take him down. There's going to be the power play available here for Bunn Bunn Bonanza. Liari, though, doing a good job of dribbling on the bottom, going to be able to buy some of the extra time that they need for Scyther to respawn. Big finish comes through. Scyther is right there with the boost and takes the point for Bunn Bunn Bonanza.
Nice off the respawn there from Scyther. You Already Lose. Was not expecting that one. But still, definitely a scary game to deal with. However, Bunn Bunn are going to have a couple core flips to work with, and they are on the Atlas variant of this, the Expanse variant, however you want to say it. Nice slashing strike, though, from Bells. Is able to sneak it past Lilybun. Results in a double barrier here. As, once again, a really dangerous situation. Core flip shot from You Already Lose off the center. Forces Lilybun to burn the flip here. Try and get it back down to Scyther. Boost up, looking to redirect it. Not able to find it, though. Rose Thorn's coming out from Puffy to try and force it back. Pass down, You Already Lose. Trying to get over to Bells, who is dangerously staggered. There's a slash in, but Lilybun able to clear that one out and defend it against Puffy as well. They try to reset here and get the second barrier, but, I mean, they have struggled to get the second barrier all game. It will be there, though, with the glitch pop, and we'll see if they'll be able to confirm a point off of this.
Yeah, tough to close, though. Some of those aggressive tools. I mean, Scyther had to use that crater defensively to try to help out with the clear, so doesn't have it for the offense now. Should be coming back off cooldown here before too long. Does have access to the flip. Try to send it through. Triple take, really getting into a great position there. And You Already Lose faced with an impossible decision. Cannot keep up the defense. Scyther will be able to send it home. 2-0. Bunn Bunn Bonanza, and these squads just keep sweeping each other.
It's kind of crazy. Like, they'll come up with one team will implement a strategy, and then the other team will find a solution, and then the other team just finds a solution to that, and it's just been back and forth. It's like set for set across this entire series, it feels like. And I mean, right now it's Bunn Bunn who are finding the weaknesses in Sad Boys right now. They're getting the core up to Scyther's, able to win these strike wars against You Already Lose, and there's the firewall sentry able to stick it in. This time it's Bunn Bunn who get the quick double barrier and take the set.
And that's the map on your side right there. I mean, it comes off the bumper on the bottom, gets picked up perfectly by the sentry turret there. You could not have drawn it up any better, and will be a clean 3rd point for Bunn Bunn Bonanza as they look to see if they could take a 2-0 here. They've got one more set to do it.
Now the rapid fire here going over to Liari. It's going to be a lot of cooldowns available on this cat. More stagger over. We already lose. Going to be stacking up with those stagger awakenings. That peak performance going to be moving pretty quick. SYTHER12 picking up that much needed survivability though. The damage problem should hopefully be solved a little bit. Happy Star going over to Bells is nice for more control and damage. Hot shots on the Finny and Unstoppable on the Estelle will help out here a little bit. But we'll just have to see. Nothing like massively game changing on that draft, I don't think. But Scyther was still taking a lot of damage when the core is not near him. I mean, we see already staggered just off of Bells. You already lose, and there's the KO.
Very early KO coming on through there for the Sad Boys, and at the cost of one of their own barriers, not too big of an investment. They now look to push for their own open goal. There's going to try to shut it down for Puffy, but will not be able to get it in towards that barrier. There's going to be the second one opened on up. You already lose. Able to guide it up towards the top. Bells dashes through the center, trying to get in position, forced to evade to get away from the crater. The second barrier does fall. 3 members strong for both sides. Oni's Blade in a good position, does get it cleared back on out. Scyther able to find it up towards the top side, goes in with a boost, finds the strike, and takes it in. Scyther turns the play around and finds another point for Bunn Bunn.
Yeah, when Scyther's alive and not like staggered and able to do something, he's making these big plays. The problem is that a lot of times he's either not available or dead. And that's why I think there's like not as much of an impact as we've been expecting. We also haven't seen too many KOs despite the Stinger and 1-2 punch on the Luna. But when he is able to find a good dash, things happen. Barriers will fall, goals will be scored as we've seen, and coming off of respawn as well when Sad Boys are kind of least expecting it. You know, sometimes you don't pay attention to the death timers. That's when he's been able to find the boosts and do a lot of damage as well.
Yeah, nice bait there by Bells, getting that flip out of Lilybun, who was expecting it to maybe come through a little bit faster. Will be the open goal available for Sad Boys as they need to try to find their footing in this game number 2 to try to make this a more competitive series and not just get shut out. Here comes Oni's Blade coming out across. Bell's going to get sent back in towards center field. Scyther waiting on the bottom, does have access to the flip, getting it guided in by the sentry. Still not going to be enough. Lily coming in back with that misdirection, but Liari can't hold on to it, and Bells will be able to send it home 1-1 in set number 4.
Bells knew the pass was coming from Lilybun to Liari. It is a very common play from Bunn Bunn Bonanza that they like to pass between each other on the defense like that. So it was just kind of like waiting there with the primary ready to hit it like right before Liari was able to really get control of it and sink it in. That's that kind of awareness that Bells has kind of been showing this whole series, right? Just calling out a lot of these clears. Because they don't really have any stuffing power over on Bunn Bunn. They have to rely on good clears to open space where SYTHER12 can like get a hold of it.
Yeah, and they've been able to do that for most of this game so far. Oh, Puffy and Bells just in position there. Going to be able to send it on in. Can block one shot, but the follow-up strike from Bells is enough. And now one more point for the Sad Boys will take us to set number 5 for the second time.
Yeah, just back and forth once again. A nice secondary, though, from Lilybun. We'll see the barriers stay up for now. There's Bells coming out, though, with the old core flip from Scyther. Is not going to find too much either, as You Already Lose has gone big mode off of the center there. Bells going to have a flip up. Going to get one barrier here and flip from Lilybun as well. But it's just right back to Bells right now. As You Already Lose is playing really aggressive right now. A lot of speed to work with his Chrono boost. Scyther is able to get one barrier here. Gets the flip as well. Now they are with the glitch pop looking for something here, but barriers will stay standing up right now. Both teams going to have to play around the center quite a lot. Not a lot of room for Scyther to fly, unfortunately, on this variant. They're relying on these top and bottom lanes to get it through. And, I mean, You Already Lose is just running up to get the core before it can get past that point.
Yeah, and again, that's another flip blown defensively out of Liari here. They keep finding opportunities where they can just make such a good offensive play on the Sad Boys that it drains away the resources from Bunn Bunn Bonanza and makes it tougher for them to score. It is going to make this a hard point for them, but it's one that they need to avoid just going to set number 5 and getting back to 0-0 with just one set to determine the whole game. Cyber Strike from Liari bounces it off the top, gets it past You Already Lose, and we are going to point number 5.
Nice stuff there. And now we're on the damage, the Gates of the Obscura variant, where we've seen this is kind of where both sides have been able to find like a few KOs that they've been able to find, and Scyther already just like kind of eating up a lot of damage. Bells as well. The brawler's not looking particularly healthy. There's gonna be a lot of pressure here on Liari and Puffy to just kind of keep the core up when their brawlers are not able to walk towards it for fear of getting KO'd, right? And now both barriers down though. Once again, Sad Boys able to get that open net first, but Scyther with the flip. Be a nice save though from You Already Lose. They try and reconvert here, but Liari and Scyther keeping it up in this corner quite well.
Really good stuff so far. Lily dribbling it back, going to be able to get it into Scyther's hands to push it in for the second barrier, and a chance to end it right here. Scyther going to take it, coming back on up and taking the 2-0 for Bunn Bunn Bonanza. What a statement from this team, looking to cement themselves in top 4. A 2-0 win over Sad Boys on the week.
Really crazy stuff there. We were not expecting the Luna pick to come out for anyone on that team, especially Scyther. I mean, this guy plays melee brawlers, Rasmus, Kazan, stuff like that. So this was a crazy pick, but this was not Luna Brawler, right? This was Luna Scorer. Only 1 KO, but 7 goal participations, and 40 shots is pretty nice. Basically, they were just kind of flying around, and just cutting off the passes really that were going into open space, right? As Luna does. So there was less of that kind of rocket dash punch that I was initially kind of thinking that we might see, and just more of this catch them when they're lacking. They're not expecting me to actually just fly in out of nowhere and score this here, which Scyther ended up playing really well, because, I mean, this is not what you expect when you're playing up against Bunn Bunn Bonanza. It's not what you practice for. A forward Luna. It was a very aggressive comp, and it ended up working out well in the end when they started focusing, on the core control, and of course the defense from Liari and Lily Bunn was coming in really big that game. They held down a lot of crazy pushes. Bells was keeping the pressure on the entire time. But yeah, I mean, it's a really weird pocket pick, but it worked out, and I'm curious to see if we're ever going to see that again.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree there. That is really impressive stuff. A very big change in style for Scyther, but really showed up very, very effectively on it. Had a lot of cool mix-ups in there, using the abilities for stuns and such, even if they can't use them for damage, or if they're not very effective for damage, and still being able to get scores past You Already Lose, win out on engagements and strike wars in midfield with it. Really great stuff out of him. And they will come on up with the dub on the day, moving up to 5-3. Sad Boys will drop to 6-2.